Good morning to all my dear children. Today we will discuss about 5 important topics in current electricity. So, just derive an expression for Ohm's law itself. There are two subheadings. One is macroscopic expression for Ohm's law and the microscopic expression for Ohm's law. What is the major difference is, so in the macroscopic expression for Ohm's law, it will be expressed in terms of I, R, V. In the microscopic, it is expressed in terms of current density, conductivity and electric field E. First, let me derive the expression for macroscopic and microscopic expression for Ohm's law. It's very simple. Let us start. So, in first one is I am starting for macroscopic expression for Ohm's law. For all this case, we have to start from the relation between current and drift velocity is, we know that it is an IVD. The VD is a drift velocity. This we know, you can recall. Drift velocity is given by the formula E into tau by M into electric field capital E. So, can you able to recall? This VD is equal to E tau by M into electric field is E. This is the expression for VD, drift velocity. Now I am going to substitute that. Therefore, expression for current I becomes N A E. This drift velocity is E tau by M into electric field is E. Or we can write this is I is equal to N A E square tau by M into. One more thing is, this Ohm's law in the macroscopic should be expressed in terms of potential. Therefore, I am converting electric field as a potential. Electric field is nothing but potential difference between the two plates divided by L. This is the expression for E. That is, I have to express E in terms of V. Therefore, this will become I is equal to, you see, N A E square tau by M into capital L. This into V. This is almost our required equation, maybe 2. This is equation number 1. Since this is the equation for current and this term should be taken as current flow supporter, is called conductance. Therefore, we can say this I is equal to G into V, where G is N A E square tau by M into L. This is G, but I want to express in terms of R. G is nothing but 1 by R. Therefore, 1 by R into V. This is Ohm's law. Or we can say that according to Ohm's law, that is macroscopic, Ohm's law states that the current I is proportional to V, or V is equal to I into R. That's all. This is called macroscopic Ohm's law. So this also you already studied in the last class, and also you may study this in 10th standard. But thing is, I is equal to 1 by R into V. Therefore, I is proportional to V or V equal to I R. This is called macroscopic expression for Ohm's law. Then what will be microscopic? You see, what will be microscopic? For microscopic, again I have to start with the same. I is equal to same expression, N E E V. Okay. But in this case, again, we need only in terms of current density. The current density J is nothing but current by area, but not current, it is current by area. This is current density. Therefore, current density J is equal to, when you divide this term by area, A will go. The remaining term is NE into VD. As usual, you know that VD is equal to E tau by M into electric field is E. This is the expression for VD. I am substituting. Therefore, NE VD is equal to E tau by M into electric field is E. Or you can say that J is equal to NG square tau by M into electric field is E. And this term we can call it as sigma conductivity. This is our required microscopic expression for Ohm's law. Let it be equation number 2 and this will be equation number 1. But however, we have found out a new term is called conductivity. What is conductivity? Sigma is equal to the expression N E square tau by M. This is called conductivity. Specific conductance or conductivity. Suppose you want to find out resistivity. Resistivity is rho. Rho is nothing but 1 by sigma. That means reciprocal of this term is equal to M divided by N G square tau. This is another expression we have arrived from microscopic Ohm's law. Therefore, two important contributions we got from microscopic Ohm's law is one is conductivity, other is resistivity. But here we got is conductance, other is resistance. This is the major difference between macroscopic and microscopic. Okay? Right. Therefore, what we come to the conclusion that in the macroscopic Ohm's law, V equal to I N. In the microscopic Ohm's law, G is equal to sigma E. And another important terms we found out, sigma is equal to N E squared tau by M. Then resistivity equal to M divided by N into E squared tau. These are all the four important terms we arrived from both microscopic and microscopic. Okay. So next we go to the compare the resistance and specific resistance. Another important. Whenever you come for the whenever you come under the comparison, better you divide the board into two terms. One is called resistance. Symbol is capital R. Another one is specific resistance or resistivity. Symbol is rho. So resistivity, another name for resistivity is specific resistance. Now what is the expression for resistance we got from E? G is this much, therefore resistance R is resistance is nothing but 1 by G. From Ohm's law, what we got for R is just ulta. So just reverse this one, that equal to M into L divided by N A into E square tau. This into this is called expression for R. From Ohm's law we got this. And from here, resistivity is equal to 1 by conductivity. Therefore, resistivity got is, you see, resistivity equal to M by N E square tau. Remember, there is no term for A and L. There is no term for A and L. That means this specific resistance rho does not depend on L. Even if you increase the length of the wire, the value of rho will not change. This resistivity rho does not depend on area because there is no term in area. It will not vary either you increase the area or decrease the area. Similarly here, the resistance depends on length and the resistance is inversely proportional to area. That means when the area changes, resistance of the wire will change. When the length changes, resistance of the wire changes, but this will not change. This is very, very, very important. Therefore, it is more specific for a given material. It is not more specific for a given material. Even for a given material, if the length changes, resistance will change. If the area changes, resistance will change. Correct? The next one is rho is inversely proportional to N. Where N is nothing but electron density. N is nothing but electron density. Where N is nothing but electron density. That means when the electron density increases, resistivity decreases. For example, for copper, N of copper is greater than N of iron. Therefore, resistivity of copper will be lesser than resistivity of iron likewise. When the number of electrons increases, resistivity will decreases. That means whenever the material changes, resistivity will also changes. From which what we infer is resistivity depends upon the nature of material. Similarly here also R is proportional to same term 1 by N. Whenever there is a change in N, R will change, therefore R depends upon the material, same. When you add an impurity so that the N changes, R will change. Therefore resistance depends upon the purity of the material also. When the impurity is added, N will change, therefore resistance will also change. The next one is resistivity also depend on this mass of the electron constant, charge of the electron constant, but relaxation time 1 by tau. Relaxation time is nothing but time interval between the two successive collisions. Suppose this is one atom and this is another ion. Suppose if the electron collides between these two, the time interval between the two successive collisions is tau. When the temperature increases, they will come closer, tau will decreases. Temperature will inversely proportional to temperature. When the temperature increases, due to the vibration, the ions will come closer, therefore time taken to undergo the collision between the two ions will decrease. Therefore, this will inversely proportional to temperature, or we can say that this directly proportional to temperature. Therefore, resistivity is directly proportional to temperature, and this temperature should be expressed only in degrees Celsius, not in Kelvin. Similarly, same. R is also inversely proportional to 1 by tau. As tau is inversely proportional to temperature, it is also directly proportional to temperature. Therefore, resistance also proportional to depends on temperature will be expressed in degrees Celsius, not in Kelvin. This is another one. These two are same for both. Therefore, how do you write the temperature difference? Rho of T is equal to rho of naught. This is resistivity at 0 degrees Celsius. 1 plus alpha into T plus beta into T square. Likewise it go, but this term is very small, neglected. So compared to alpha, beta is very small, therefore it is neglected. Therefore, generally used to write rho T is equal to rho naught into 1 plus only alpha T. Similarly here also, therefore RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha T. But alpha in both the cases represents the same meaning. In both the cases represents the same meaning. Then what is the meaning for alpha in both the cases is alpha is nothing but either it is RT minus R naught by R naught T, or in terms of specific resistance is rho T minus rho naught by rho naught into T. This is called temperature coefficient of resistance of a material. So RT, or simply we can write this as change in resistance to the unit change in resistance to the original resistance into 1 by change in temperature. Therefore, this cancel and the unit will be degrees Celsius to the power minus 1. This is the unit of alpha. Unit of alpha. Therefore, temperature coefficient is increase or decrease or change in resistance to the original resistance per unit degree rise in temperature, or change in specific resistance per original specific resistance per unit rise in temperature. This temperature coefficient alpha is nothing but change in resistance. Change in resistance. Change in resistance or specific resistance, that is delta R, to the original resistance. To the original resistance. To the original resistance at the unit rise in temperature. That means temperature should be taken as 1. Unit rise in temperature. Unit rise in temperature. What is the unit? Per degree Celsius, or degree Celsius to the power minus 1. And one more thing is alpha is positive for metals and alloys. Metals and alloys. And alpha is negative for insulators. Negative for insulators and semiconductors. Very important. Semiconductors. When it is positive means when the temperature increases, resistance also increases. When it is negative means when the temperature increases, resistance will decreases. This we are going to discuss in detail in the next class also. And one more thing now I have not completed is comparison of resistance, that will discuss the next class. Therefore, this is macroscopic Ohm's law, microscopic Ohm's law, and the most important terms we come under this. From this expression we come under this expression, we should know about these terms. Then what is the major difference between resistance and specific resistance? One more point you must know, the unit of resistance is ohm and the unit of specific resistance is ohm meter. Just go through this one. This is an important concept. In the next class we will study about how the comparison of resistances, from which you are going to do some problem. There you will have a better idea about what is the difference between resistance and specific resistance. Very important. This expression is important. Here it depends upon L and A, here it does not depend on L and A. All the other terms are common to both. That is most important. The remaining things we will discuss in the next class. Any learning leads understanding. Any teach stimulates understanding. So try to understand. I will also try to make you to understand the concept. So we will meet in the next class. Till then, I am leaving from you, your class teacher Ananda Narayanan. Thank you very much.